Joining us now, Democratic Congressman Raul Ruiz of California. Congressman, welcome. Thank you for being with us. You serve on the Energy Committee, and one of the major implications we were just talking about with the former ambassador of an escalation of the conflict between Iran and Israel could be higher oil and gasoline prices for Americans. We heard President Biden discourage Israel from any attack on Iran's petroleum industry. Is that something you're worried about?
There's a lot of things to worry about in the conflicts in the Middle East, and oil prices and gas prices is one of those. And that just puts the emphasis on the Biden-Harris administration strategy of making sure that we're energy independent by creating our own renewable energy. And we've seen successes in the CHIPS and Science Act and the Inflation Reduction Act that promotes clean energy so that we can have a clean energy future.
Okay, and while the nation did see an encouraging jobs report on Friday, and coupled with declining inflation, that's the kind of economic tailwind that could help your party hold on to the White House and make gains in Congress. But regardless of the agenda that you talk about, the reality is higher gas prices would be bad for the party in power. Isn't that a political concern at least?
Well, I do think that it would be a political concern, but I think that the American people will understand that we cannot be dependent at the whim of international actors or events that affect our ability to transport our goods, our ability to move and transport individuals where they need to go by higher prices. And it just, once again, puts the focus on the clear choice, whether you want to increase our energy independence or using our all of the above methods with natural gas and clean energy and making sure that we clean up our environment and address climate change at the same time, or not. And I do think that the Biden and Harris administration has done an incredible job in investing in that clean energy future.
Okay, coming up this week, the Vice President is doing a town hall with Univision, and the campaign has asked for your help with Latino outreach. I want you to look at these numbers from a new national poll that NBC News did. You see that the Vice President is clearly ahead with 54% to Donald Trump's 40%. But if we contrast that with the numbers from the 2020 election, we see President Biden received 63% of the vote there. Harris is underperforming the current president by 9 points, and Trump is overperforming by 5 points. Why is that?
Well, I do believe that there's a lot more work to do to really reach the Latino populations throughout our country, and Kamala Harris has an aggressive plan with a strong infrastructure that's doing just that. So you'll see those numbers will change once the Latino populations know that Kamala Harris is about creating an economic opportunity that reduces the cost of housing, that offers child support and child care at a reduced cost that will also reduce the cost of medicine and expand healthcare access. Look, the Kamala Harris campaign has invested millions in going to the community in Spanish media, as well as person-to-person ground game, knocking on doors and spreading the words. And overall, we've seen record drop in Latino unemployment rates and job growth. And so she has a very strong message. And one of the important things to know is that Kamala Harris understands that the Latino population is not a monolith, that they are diverse populations and diverse ethnicities and regions, and she's speaking to the communities where they're at. And that's very important.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.